Hi guys, welcome back to another channel chat. We'll just have a quick chat about the group build, hashtag Bob80, the 80th anniversary Battle Britain group build that's happening over at BAIS. We're still doing it, obviously. It's going great guns. We're still getting entries coming in and finishing. My own first entry is just down here. The ICM Gladiator. Actually, we could go and have a look at it now, couldn't we? Let's go have a quick talk about that one just now. So there you go, look, this is what it looks like, close up. It's the Mk2 Gladiator. This is the 32 scale kit from ICM. This is representing 247 Squadron down here, which operated out of RAF Roborough down here in Plymouth. These, what else can we say? Well, the decals look are a mixture of kit roundels. I got some extra decal codes and letters, and I sprayed up the fin flash. Bit of a mixture. I know. I have already done this this ICM kit before, and I wasn't too happy with the decals at that time, and again they were a little bit the rounders were a little bit, what's the word, they weren't very cooperative, put it that way. They're thin, but they just didn't seem to, maybe it might be me, I just don't know, maybe I couldn't work them, but they were a bit nasty in all fairness. But anyway, so as I say, it's the Mk2. This is MLP paint. Well, it's MLP camouflage, dark earth, dark green, light earth, light green. And this is supposed to represent the, oh crumbs, what was it called now? Oh, colour compensation scheme. The RAF was trialling the colour compensation scheme for their biplanes in like the mid-30s. And this obviously made it through into the Second World War. Now, it flew in the back, this actually squadron, it flew in the Battle of Britain. As I say, it's protecting Falmouth and Plymouth docks, and proved to be extremely ineffective. So they were quickly withdrawn and re-equipped with Hurricanes, unfortunately for the old Gladiator. But having said all that, I think it looks really good. I'm quite happy with that. There's a couple of things that need improving, of course. I've actually used the HGW belts, and when you can see that, and air scale. Oh, you can't really see them from there, can you? Air scale cockpit dials. The decals came out all right actually. But no, I'm quite kind of pleased with it. You've got to make your own mind up with the colour compensation scheme, because quite frankly I can't find any pictures about it, and there's not a lot of info, so I've got no idea what it is supposed to look like. I'm guessing it looks like that. Yeah, so the rigging is the silver rigging here is the prim nickel elastic, which I've painted, and I've also the aerial wire, which you probably can't see actually, is the Ushi rigging. Oh, fine, is it fine? I think it's fine. Don't think it's extra fine. Fine. I was going to replace the barrels with master barrels, but in the end I decided against it. It probably could do with it, to be honest with you. They would be an absolute must, I'd imagine, and they'd be really lovely. There's not a lot else that's gone on with this, really, to be honest. Yeah, so that is it. That is my first entry into the Battle of Britain group build, hashtag 80, hashtag Bob80, excuse me. I think I should know that by now. The second entry into the group build is going to be Edwards BF109E4, ME109E4. Yeah. It's going to be just the weekend edition. Interesting. Probably going to be, I'd imagine it's going to be this scheme here. if you can see that. It's a JG53 standard Luftwaffe colours really, but with the red band of shame there. Look, you see, we'll talk about that. We might talk about that in a bit. I've also because it's a not the trophy pack, just a weekend, I'm going to stick in one of them. Now this here is stunning. This here is absolutely amazing. Now I'm going to probably, because you can't see that from there, I'm just going to probably just stick up some pictures on there. I'll take them in a minute and edit them in. It's absolutely amazing. That is a bit scary, but awesome. Now this particular aircraft has a great story that I'm trying to pull out of Paddy. If you know anything about BF 109, excuse me, you'll know that a lad called Paddy Pat is absolutely obsessed with them. Now I've been pulling this story out of him. It's like pulling hen's teeth. He does know, but it's hard for him to tell me. But essentially what we're getting down to the fact is they didn't fly with swastikas. There's a story going that the commanding officer's wife was Jewish, and Goering got to know about this. He stripped some of their markings. Band of shame was put on, ordered to put on the aircraft. So what they did was said, "What you then?" And then we'll take the swastikas off. So that's a great story. More about that, the more info I can pull out of my mate. He knows all about it. But essentially, that is what we're going to be doing for the second entry, and then the third entry will, as I said before, we'll probably do that Tamiya Spit, which I think we'll probably try and get into. If I remember rightly, it's 152 Squadron up in St Ivel, which is up in Cornwall. It did fly in some sweeps and missions from there before it got moved down to the south to protect or help protect Portland, then got moved back later on during the battle. But the other thing with this one, I must remember, the other thing with this one as well is that because it was JG53, they did operate over the southwest, so you know, not that much of a stretch for imagination that this operated over Devon, Cornwall as well, or Somerset, Dorset, Devon, Cornwall, which is what I'm trying to tie in with my builds, you see. So that's good, isn't it? So all right, we'll carry on. With regard to my birthday, I have treated myself, obviously, not only with the Edward Spit, I've also gone and bought that. I know, weird, isn't it? That's elderly, more than elderly. That's just as old as that old Revell a Beaufighter. Can you believe that? And it looks quite nice, really, to be honest. It's in 1974. This is, I think this came out. But that is going to be a build. I don't know what. Yeah, crazy talk. Right, there was that one, and there's that one there. Let's pop that down there a minute. Now I was kind of cursed into getting this Classic Airframes Sea Hornet. I'm a bit of a sucker for Classic Airframes kits. If you might or might not be aware, I have actually built a couple. If I just stick a picture up here somewhere of the Seahawk that I did a couple of years ago, and that was my first introduction to Classic Airframes world. I've got to say it was a bit of a scary build, but actually it was okay. If you just see some pictures now, it went all right, actually, to be honest, and I was kind of impressed of how much I enjoyed it. Really, there's well enough there to be challenged with for your building, obviously, and there's enough there to be going on to make it interesting. So then I had the chance of building the Blenheim, a Mark 1 Blenheim. Now you haven't seen this picture before, and this is the only one I've took of it. This is built for a friend of mine. On a project he's ongoing. It's not a secret, but we'll keep it under his hat, so that's all we'll say about it. But this was a bit more trickier to build, to say the least. but in the end, we've got through it in the end, and it's come out okay. It's not the best, to be honest. The kit does fight you a bit, but there is a Mark IV version to this one, which seems a lot better, more crisp and moulded. So I don't quite know what was going on. Obviously, one's a lot older than the other one. Anyway, so back to the Sea Hornet. This is going to be a review soon. We'll have a look at this in a bit more depth, but it looks really good. So I was a bit coerced into it, but I'm kind of happy that I did. But I have to just thank for this 2 lads for this. Look at this bad boy. Excuse me. Let's put that down there. Now I've got to thank Jason Champion and old Paddy Pat for this. This was a gift from them to me, and it looks absolutely great. I've been after this kit for ages. I've done the Airfix one, picture of that up here. I've done the Airfix one, and that's an okay kit. It goes together really well. It's a big kit. It's a big aeroplane. It painted up okay. But then I thought, that I was into classic airframes kits as well. I thought, I wonder if they do one. And I found this. And oh yeah, let's go for it. I've been watching it on eBay, well, literally skyrocket. I had seen it for as little as 30 quid, and I didn't press the trigger then. And it's upwards of 70 odd now. I particularly don't know why. I don't particularly know why, but it is. Now I'm hoping to God that the lads didn't pay that much for it. They tell me they haven't. But I've got one. Regardless of that, I actually don't care how much they paid for it. I've got one. Yes. Now it's going to be a review again, and I might even build it as a video build. If you want me to do that, please say yes. If you don't want me to do it, please tell me not to bother. But it does look really good. Loads of resin, good resin. It's like a grey resin, not that horrible old stuff that was in the Sea Hornet and the other two. You know, the yellow resin. This has got a nice grey resin, very, very detailed, and it looks absolutely great. And I can't wait to have a go at that one. Now, colour-wise, I don't know, to be honest. There's 3 schemes in there. There's an American one, randomly, and 2 Musketeer schemes. Obviously the one is the box art, and the other one's an aluminium silver dope type finish with pale yellow and black stripes, and that does float my boat a little bit, to be honest, but we can worry about that later on. I think that's about it. I think that's all we've got time for. Just a quick update of what's going on. So the group build is going on Great Guns. There's still loads of time to enter that one. Don't finish till the end of October. And where are we now? Mid to late August, so loads of time. So come over and join us in that over at in the Facebook group. I've done my kits. It's been a birthday recently I've had, and that's about it, I think. So I'll leave you to it. So happy modelling, and we'll see you soon.